There's no playable Red War campaign. The DCV has taken a plethora of content that you and I have both paid for, and it's kind of rubbing everyone the wrong way. At least, what you expect it to do from the typical response of anything that comes from Bungie. I wanted to have a discussion. I wanted to be kind of frank about the situation overall. Please understand, I am not trying to say your opinion is wrong or even right. But what I do want to bring to everybody's attention, maybe some things that may get swept under the rug, for lack of a better term. Bungie reportedly has no playable build of the Red War campaign. Oh, that sounds bad on surface. Here to tell you, it's really not that big of a deal. In fact, we've got way bigger problems to worry about. And honestly, the issue, it's truly an easy fix. So let me just break it down for you. How could they delete content without backing it up? Does Bungie not archive their own game? Is Destiny 2 held together with duct tape and prayers? The usual. Look, I get it on the surface. It sounds ridiculous, but here's the thing. This was always a possibility. When Bungie removed the Red War campaign and a bunch of older expansions, they never said that they were shelving them for an easy comeback. They straight up stated that content vaulting was necessary to keep the game stable and running. Whether we like that decision,
whether we wanted it or not.
But it means the Red War was never meant to be easily dropped back into the game. If it wasn't easily meant to be dropped back into the game, them saying they don't have a playable build does not condemn the idea of it coming back. At the end of the day, we have had plenty of content come back into the game. Content that's come literally pulled straight out of Destiny 1. I mean, the fact that we have King's Fall back into the game and it almost feels and looks exactly the same, almost plays the exact same. They actually upgraded it. I don't know why you would even be concerned about it. Why would they waste time having a playable build of something that they don't necessarily have any plans of bringing back anytime soon? Which makes me ask the question, how soon did you expect the Red War campaign to come back? Me personally, it's in the very back of my mind. We'll get into reasons why. Here's why it's not a big deal. Restoring the Red War isn't really rocket science, y'all. Bungie built that campaign before. They still have the assets, mission scripts, voice lines. Hell, we still have glimpses of Red War content in Nightfalls and Strikes. Even if they don't have a ready-to-play version sitting around, they can rebuild it. Yeah, it's extra work, but we're talking about Bungie. The same devs who are constantly tweaking old content. The engine can support bringing back the Red War. It's just a matter of time and resources. I don't know about you, but let's keep these resources really focused on making the game better. Not just, I don't even want to say nostalgia bait. And a lot of people have been making some very good points that the game is like better if you play straight through. I totally agree, but I do have some solutions that I'm going to put into this video. Let's do that right now. I'm going to fire off 10 suggestions that we can get from Bungie to solve this problem and make everybody happy. Ready, set, go. 1. Standalone legacy app. A separate free to download Destiny 2 legacy application where players can access vaulted content like Red War, Forsaken, and old strikes at any time. 2. Rotating legacy content. Introduce a legacy playlist where old campaigns and vaulted strikes return on a rotating basis each season. 3. Vaulted content unlocked. allows players to download a specific old expansion as DLC add-ons instead of fully removing them. 4. Offline story mode. Create an offline compatible version of Destiny 2 story content, allowing players to replay past campaigns without server strain. 5. Legacy archive in Helm. Add a terminal in the Helm that lets players replay key past missions as simulated memories through in-game lore justifications. Narrative recap mode. A streamlined, replayable mode in-game that summarizes past campaigns through cutscenes and key missions. 7. Classic mode servers. Bungie hosts limited-time classic mode servers where players can access older versions of Destiny 2 with vaulted content intact. That's kind of my least favorite one. Number 8. Content Preservation Initiative, a community-supported archival project where Bungie releases official scripts, lore books, and mission overviews for vaulted campaigns. 9. AI-powered content reconstruction. Bungie leverages AI-driven tools to rebuild and reintroduce missing missions and strikes with minimal dev work. 10. Forge mode for PvE. Give players a custom content creator tool that allows them to recreate and share old missions using existing Destiny 2 assets. There you go. Literally problem solved. Personally, I really like number 1, where there is a standalone legacy app where you can just go and play it completely free to play. People can catch up, people can go revisit. That's the one that's really stands out to me the most personally. That's the one I will personally desire. It's just a whole nother application. That way people can get everything they want from wherever they want. Forsaken, because there are some good missions in it. All right. You know what the bigger issue is? The fact that we still have a lack of true in-game PvP support. Don't get me wrong. I think that they're trying everything that they can, but with all of that division that they ended up doing for Marathon and all of the layoffs and stuff like that, it's kind of not cool that we don't have a true PvP team support. But things might have changed. You never know. The seasonal model really needs to get worked on. I mean, they tried something experimental with episodes, and they're basically glorified seasons. I don't really see any difference or correlation to either way. I really don't. Episodes they called it episodes. It certainly felt different, but of course I'm not playing this game 24/7, 7 days a week, and I don't have 5,000 clears of raids. Even the core playlists like Gambit are basically abandoned. Funny enough, Gambit has been a breath of fresh air, considering the fact that PvP is just filled up with all of the addicted ones. It's really sweaty in there right now. I can't go 5 steps without getting double teamed, so I must walk with a team. Kind of reminds me of Destiny 2 Year 1, where it was a team-based shooter, but it could be better. Gambit could be better as well. The problem is Red War nostalgia is great and all, but let's be real. Most of us aren't sitting around begging to replay the old campaign every day. Even when the campaign was here, I pretty much beat it and moved on because I really wanted to get into the Crucible. I really wanted to go and try other stuff. There was no reason to go and do the campaign anymore. But that's from a veteran standpoint. What we do need is better long-term content support, like a loot system that feels rewarding but much more manageable, and an economy that makes sense. I mean, yeah, there's no reason for me to have 700 out of 700 slots filled up on my vault, but when you've been playing the game for as long as I have, 700 truly just isn't enough for how much loot gets put into the game. Maybe for me, it feels very rewarding, but But I also know that some people are still having problems with the idea of crafting and no crafting. I, for one, love crafting. I don't think it should have ever been pulled out of the game. I really like the idea of having the ability to create weapons with resources that I have garnered over the years. But then there's some people who feel as though that kind of takes away their entire reason for grinding. And that's sad, of course. Like, I'm not gonna ever talk down on those people. But at the end of the day, we do need a system that meets us in the middle. Personally, I didn't see any problem. I feel like there was a well balance of crafting and RNG. That's just personally me. Some weapons, if you're not doing raids every single day, multiple times, you probably don't have enough red borders to even create one weapon. But that's just projection from me. And we have so many bigger problems that we need to be concerned about at this point. I just don't understand why we're thinking about an old campaign that, even if they did bring into the game, it wouldn't change the new light system. From PvP to Gambit to onboarding to Pete Parsons and his garage. Guys, we have so much more to worry about. The vault system, LFGing, matchmaking, toxic communities, bugs. At this very point, I'm more worried about them adding in any of the old content and causing bugs that we're all going to burn Bungie down and bring our pitchforks and fire torches.
Max, look, those idiots don't even know where we live. No!
I just don't think it's something that you should be stressing over. Most people have a big problem with Bungie and Destiny because they are actually addicted and they don't know any other game to play. I'm one of the addicted ones. I don't really want to play anything else. And the only thing that even comes close to scratching that itch is Helldivers. And the only reason why Helldivers didn't take over is because there's no powers in there. You're just a foot soldier, causing pure chaos and destruction. Kind of just what I wish Destiny would do and be sometimes. But I do understand I am the minority. This game is almost an everyone game, unfortunately. Hence the reason why they're bringing all of these very weird pieces of content and storylines. And for the most part, nobody really enjoyed Fickrel. I know I did. Voice actor for that, I wonder what they told him. Yeah, just like spit the entire time. Every time you speak, every time you say anything. I'm not making fun. I think Fickrel is like my least favorite. I just don't enjoy him. He's kind of not that interesting. He's such a boring character, and even his story is sad. The way we ended it. We embraced Aramis, but yeah, we gotta destroy this guy who was just like, he just felt bad. There are much bigger problems that we have on the table. There are much bigger problems that we need to address. And to be so demonizing of one attribute of the game is just not really fair. Red War campaign, Forsaken, Niobe Labs, trust me, all this stuff really could have stayed in the game as a priority. But at no point do I think that it should become at a cost of the game's stability. They're not prepared to abandon support for PS4 and the old gen consoles. We're going to have to start attacking what the true problem is. If anything, I think everybody should be saying, it's time to let go. I mean, we're already on our way to PS6. There's already a PS5 Pro, which is a complete waste of money. I don't think we should be really tripping over the idea of the Red War not being playable at the studio. I mean, I don't think that they should be wasting any more extra resources, especially considering the fact that we are dealing with layoffs left and right. Bungie not having a playable Red War build sounds bad, but it's not some doomsday scenario. If they want to bring it back, they can. The bigger conversation should be about the future of the game. Because if we're still stuck on Red War in 2025, maybe we've got bigger problems than we thought. What do you guys think? Are you losing sleep over the Red War? Or do you agree that Destiny 2 has bigger fish to fry? Let me know in the comments. Drop a like if you enjoyed the video. As always, stay sharp, Guardians. I will see you in orbit.